Welcome back to 1834. Le Bourdonnais has won 6 games to McDonnell's 3, and it's the best of 11 games where draws don't count, which means that Le Bourdonnais has already won this 4th match. But this is 1834, a time when gentlemen played out all the games regardless. So McDonnell's literally got nothing to lose. Today's guest commentator is also somebody that has nothing left to lose. It is Spartacus. So here we go, maybe McDonnell can make the scoreline a little bit better. Le Bourdonnais starts with e4, we have e5 from McDonnell, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, bishop to c5, and once more Le Bourdonnais goes for the Evans Gambit, and as everybody knows, all gentlemen must accept a gambit, and McDonnell accepts. And last time they played this was in game number 14, and they continue in the same way. c3 chasing away the bishop, which retreats, and now Le Bourdonnais castles. McDonnell plays d6, letting his light square bishop out, and Le Bourdonnais builds up in the centre with d4, which causes a pawn exchange. We now have bishop to b6, and now d5 from Le Bourdonnais attacking the knight. Now last time McDonnell played the knight to e5 and he ended up losing after 42 moves, and this time he goes for knight to a5. This attacks Le Bourdonnais' bishop, so he brings it back to d3, and McDonnell continues to develop, which is quite sensible. Le Bourdonnais does the same with knight to c3, and now McDonnell castles. Now perhaps Le Bourdonnais is a little bit worried about perhaps the bishop coming all the way down to g4 and pinning the knight, so he blocks it with h3, and McDonnell should perhaps think about doing the same, or even get the knight out of the way to d7, stop the bishop coming in to pin him. But instead he wants to develop all his pieces, and he brings his bishop to d7. And of course Le Bourdonnais pins the knight. McDonnell plays h6 and says, what do you want to do? Do you want to capture the knight, or do you want to run away back where you came from? Le Bourdonnais says, I'm going to keep the pin on the knight and wait for you to push your g-pawn, overextend yourself and weaken your kingside, for you are as predictable as a yawn spreading across a crowded room. McDonnell says, whatever do you mean? And Le Bourdonnais says, don't worry about it, and sacrifices his knight. The pawn captures back, the bishop captures the pawn, and the knight remains pinned. So McDonnell adds another defender with d4, perhaps waiting for an opportunity in the near future to get his queen out of the way of the pin. This is also attacking Le Bourdonnais' knight, and Mad Max says, if you move it out of the way, I'm going to capture your castle. Le Bourdonnais says, bring it on, son. And so McDonnell says, I will, captures the castle, the queen captures back, and now the queen is also attacking the pinned horse. It's almost as if a few moves ago, Le Bourdonnais looked forward to this point and saw what would happen, whereas McDonnell didn't. McDonnell tries using the king as an extra defender for the horse, but all he's really doing is pinning himself twice, once against the queen and now once against the king. Le Bourdonnais continues with f4, and we have queen to e7 with still no clear way to get out of the pin. Le Bourdonnais could bring his rook up to f3 and bring an attack around this way, but first he decides to play queen to c3 and attack the undefended horse. McDonnell defends it with b6, and now we have rook to f3. And from here it looks like McDonnell doesn't have any good ideas left. He tries a rather forlorn move, trying to move the useless knight towards the king. It's undefended and can be captured immediately, but instead Le Bourdonnais captures this knight, which comes with check. The queen captures back, and now the queen is pinned. Maybe he's hoping for a queen exchange, but now comes rook to g3 from Le Bourdonnais with check. And now not only is the queen obviously lost its mate in 3. You could try blocking with the bishop, but of course that's getting lost to the rook, which is giving another check, and now the king is forced to move away from the defense of the queen, so the queen is lost. And McDonnell has no way now to prevent the checkmate. He can try defending with the rook, but of course the queen is coming into h4 and it's all over. So it was in this position that McDonnell finally looked 3 moves ahead, realised what was going on, apologised for being so useless and resigned. So Le Bourdonnais is now winning 7 games to 3. Spartacus is disappointed it was over so quickly he didn't even get a chance to comment. There's only 1 game now remaining in match number 4, so join me again next time to see if McDonnell can win that 1 consolation point, or whether Le Bourdonnais will crush him even further, like the Romans crucifying Spartacus and all of his friends. See you again next time.